Okay, great. Just let us know when that occurs. We have it seems like we have accusations being levied just all across the country. I think people who may oppose the work of the Republic, the work that Tim Turner has been working on, and I think some people have been wanting answers to those things, and I appreciate that he's willing to do that with us this morning. Let's see, if we began, let me describe the event. I'll lay a little foundation, Kelby. You can jump in any time.
Sure.
In the Utah area, there are people who are members of the Republic, Republic of the United States, formerly known as RAP, Restore America Plan. The inhabiting has been done, re-inhabiting of the republics has been done, and in this neighborhood there's a dude ranch in the middle of just nowhere, where the property has been given, say, hey, you can come and gather here if you would like to. And so in the Utah region, there are people who thought it was a good idea to invite people in 7 western states to come together and say, hi, how are you? What can we do to help invite other people to become members of the Republic of the United States? And it's interesting, I think Tim Turner agreed that he would come out and speak, and Nathan Peachy and other people. And when that became public, it was right here, Kelby, with you and me a couple weeks ago, that invitation, instead of just being regional in these 7 western states, went national. And one thing led to another. All of a sudden, enough people came that it looked like this Congress could be convened. Congress from representatives of the House with the Republic and the Senate. And I think that many people have been waiting and waiting and waiting for funding to do that, or for a building in Michigan to do that. And people have been waiting and even getting impatient. And it was interesting, outside of anybody's control, there were enough people who came here involved with Tim Turner and his leadership team, people who have been assisting him, and members. It was amazing when I had the chance to come over and see myself. There are people who have gathered from Alaska and Hawaii and Florida and Boston and everywhere in between, enough so that America could be represented at this event. Kelby, go ahead.
RJ, it was an absolute miracle. It was a complete signature of God. All 50 republics were invited. We weren't sure if it was going to happen. We had a lot of issues. I got to thank Utah Republic. I mean, they coordinated the whole thing. They put the whole event on, and all the guys and ladies here that helped. It was absolutely just a testament to their leadership and their desire to serve the national people, meaning all the different republics. I've been here a week now, I think, and this event has profoundly changed all of Americans, all of our lives. I stand in awe looking at what has actually happened. You got to take a breath, and you got to understand the law, and you got to understand what our rights were and what we had an opportunity to do. And RJ, our country has changed, and I don't know how else to explain that.
In my visiting the last couple of days, I first had a chance to go there on Friday at this dude ranch, Windwalker Ranch. And Friday I was there, and Saturday I was there all day, and all day Sunday, and most of Monday, and some of yesterday, half of yesterday, so that I could take a look myself at the events that were happening, what was going on there. And to me, it blows me away how many people said that God told them to come. And so many people didn't even know how they would get back home, but they came. And they came in their cars. They drove down from Alaska, and people flew in, but they answered that call from the Creator. We'll be back after the break, Kelby. This is RBN. This is the Morning Liberty program. Thanks for tuning in. Many things did occur this last weekend. And Mark, there in Georgia, sorry we lost you. We'll see if we can bring you on just a little later this morning. So hang on. Tim Turner should be joining us in just a little bit. Kelby, are you there?
I am, and RJ, I have Tim Turner, President Tim Turner, in front of me, and honestly, I think the American people would rather hear him. So what I'm going to do is hand the phone over to him and let him talk.
Thank you, Kelby. And I must give an apology because I believe when I spoke with Tim Turner face to face last night, I told him to join me at 7 a.m. And here at RBN, we are in several time zones across America, and my time zone here at RBN is 7 a.m. to 9 Texas time, and so we began, I think, earlier than Tim Turner was prepared to this morning. But are you there?
I'm here, RJ. Yes, I that was my bad. I didn't check the time zone I was in. I thought we were in Mountain Time, and obviously we're not.
Well, we're in Mountain Time now. Thank you for joining us today.
Okay.
We appreciate your taking the time with us. During the events of the last several days, I understand you have been up all night long many of these days, correct?
Well, pretty much. We didn't come to sleep. We came to get the work done for the American people, and with God's help, we have. It's been a great experience. I don't think I've ever had quite an experience like this. The hand of God was all over this and all in it. And we accomplished one of the most important meetings that has been held in this country in over 234 years.
We're going to get to some of those details, and I'd like to lay a little foundation ahead of time. But I must express an appreciation for you joining us today. I have given an invitation before, and we have finally come. My hope is that we can come together more often so we can spell out more carefully for people the details of what is happening. I know our time this morning is just going to fly by. I saw face-to-face many people who told me God told them to come, and so they did. They came from all over the country.
Yeah, yes, they did, and it was quite awesome. People just gathered, and it was a spontaneous thing, pretty much. One of our members felt that we needed to convene the Congress, and at first I was kind of hesitant to do that because of the short notice. But they went ahead and did it, and it worked out very well. And it was just amazing the things that happened this weekend, RJ.
Well, accusations are being levied about doing this behind people's back, people that assist you in your team, having them, it's like an all-California crew, as if this thing was by design to leave other people out, and I'm thinking that's not the case at all. What do you think?
I don't know. As far as I know, everybody was notified. It was put on the web. We sent it out by email to everyone that I was aware of. However, the event was not even planned by us or organized by us. We were here as invited guests. And so for anybody to make that accusation, that's completely untrue because we had nothing to do with the event except show up and do our job. The Congress was invited. And everybody was sent the emails to be here. We don't leave anybody out. If we start doing that, we'll be just like the de facto government, and, we're totally opposed to that. We're going to have open and honest government, and anybody that says anything different is just not telling the truth. It's simple as that.
It was pretty exciting. There were people who came at the last moment. I think a week ago, 10 days ago, there were a couple of men who joined the Utah Republic who have the ability to put in place technology that would allow people on the Internet to see the proceedings on video camera. And that occurred. So the people all across the country were able to see some of the proceedings this weekend. And these men were not a part of the Utah Republic even a week and a half ago. And I saw and I listened as invitations were given to everybody across the country on the Wednesday night calls and by email and by contacting ambassadors all across the country, that everybody was invited to come, correct?
Everybody was invited. In fact, we encouraged everyone that could to be there. There were some that chose not to come. They're complaining about a number of things, but that's always going to happen anytime you get this many people. But I could say this. With all of the people that came, there was unity. Absolute unity. Everything was passed by a unanimous vote of Congress. More than 200 people assembled in a building, voted unanimously to pass a very large bill, multifaceted bill. That's probably unprecedented in this country. I don't know that has ever happened before. And so God's hand was in this. No matter what the naysayers say, this was a God thing. He is ready for America to be free. And all we had to do to step up was to step up and take our rightful place where He wants us to be and do what He says do. And God is going to bring this government into power. We're going to be the government of the United States of America. And we will have an honest and open government which is truly of, by, and for the people. And anyone that wants to disagree with that, just tell them to stick around and they'll like the results of what happens.
Well, the doors remain open for people who would like to come in and participate and assist in this republic, correct?
Absolutely. We encourage everyone to be part of what we're doing. We're openly signing up people. Now, we've stayed in the background for a while intentionally. We have a great deal of respect for the Tea Parties, and the Tea Parties were doing a good thing. We did not want to cause any problems for the Tea Parties by trying to create an apparent split in a different direction with what we're doing. So we waited until after the elections were over and the Tea Parties had completed their job, and I'd like to applaud all of them. They've done a great job of helping make America aware. And what we're trying to do now is working with the Tea Parties to take them to the next step, because they're doing a great job. However, they still are trying to fix Washington, and Washington cannot be fixed. Washington is over. Washington will fail. Washington is going to collapse, and we want to be there to stand there so we can support the American people who work for the corporation in Washington and around the country, because 75% of our country's economy depends on that government. If it fails, we're going to cause a worldwide economic collapse. Somebody needs to be there to stand in the gap and make up hedge against the economic collapse, and we're willing to do that. We have the funding in place. We have the resources to run this government and keep everybody at their jobs. And we want to peacefully change our structure of government back to what it should be. It should not be ran by a handful of people in an oligarchy in Washington, D.C. This should be a government of, by, and for the people. The laws in this country should be in place to protect the mom-and-pop corporations, not the multinational corporations that suppress and oppress the people and suppress technologies. We need to open this government up and let the people of America stand up and take their rightful place. We need to encourage small business. We need to encourage laws. We need to do that will benefit the mom and pop corporations and small industries that made America what it is today. We don't need large corporations dominating the American people. And that's what our government is going to do. We're going to put the people back in control of commerce and this government. And we have a very well thought out plan, and it's a very easily executed plan that will work. And it's going to work.
In the mix of things, it seems like there seems to be some flies in the soup, some flies that just won't go away. And I have seen myself individuals who, no matter what you do,